The wait is finally over. I finally have my hands on the Gamestation Go from my arcade. They sent me a unit, and I am going to be doing kind of an overview of it, a review. I know there's some awesome other channels that have already covered it, but you know what? I'm going to give my perspective of this. This is coming from someone who's been gaming a long time, lots of different products I've reviewed, and this is Atari related. So this is a licensed product with Atari. It has over 200 games on it. I'm going to cover just an overview of some of the games. I'm going to add some of my own games and give you my thoughts about this product. So sit back, relax. Here we go. The Gamestation Go is going to be $180. It's going to be released at the end of the month, October 31st. You can order this now. There is an affiliate link below on Amazon, and there's pretty cool things about this console. And it is a console. You can plug it into a TV. Takes additional controllers, which are not sold with this. And it comes with 200 licensed titles. It has video games built in, including Pac-Man, Atari Recharge Series, and Balls of Steel, which is like a pinball collection from Atari. And it's a high-resolution 7-inch full-color display, integrated paddle, trackball, and keypad. Very cool. Built-in Wi-Fi for easy updates. And Smart Glow technology makes gameplay intuitive by illuminating the controls needed for each game. Powered by a built-in rechargeable battery, providing 4 to 5 hours of playtime. Includes an AC adapter, a brick, and a charge cable. And so there's some really cool things included with this. Everything you need to go. And I'm just going to be testing some basic functions of it. And you know, this is an overview. So this is a review for people that want kind of the nuts and bolts of what this game console handheld device is about. Handhelds are really in right now. You know, after the success of the Switch, everybody's trying to come up with the next thing. And this is like a really nice retro product. It's retro focused, where it includes a bunch of games, but you can also add games easily. I'm going to show that in this video and my thoughts about it, and just jump right in. Everything's included, having built-in Wi-Fi, and here's like the extra controllers. I really want to check those out, as I do think that's awesome that my arcade is making additional controllers. That one on the left there is kind of like the Switch. I really want to check that out. Really nice HDMI cable, comes with a power brick and USB cable. Everything good to go that comes with it. I love that. You don't have to hunt for a power brick. It includes one. Okay, love that. Really nice quality too. It has like a quality feel to it, as well as the cables. Nothing feels cheap with this product. And I think my arcade has done their homework. They've really tried to make a quality product. And I think of all the products that I've had come my way from them, this is the most intriguing. They do have a bunch of other products you can check out on their website, a bunch of new little mini arcade cabs and pocket players, but this to me is like the deluxe. Now, comparing it to a Switch 2, it's beefy. It's lighter than a Switch 2, but it has a nice feel to it. It has, you know, multiple shoulder buttons, triggers, 4 face buttons, a number pad, a trackball, a spinner, and a control pad. Look at that. So yep, and it has all the bells and whistles that you would need for, I think, a quality product. $180. The stand, I don't know, the stand, I wish there was like a bottom part to it, but that's okay. It works. It's functional. It would have been nice to have a little bit more plastic with that stand, but that's just me. Anyways, on the top there, it has, you know, power input, 5 volt. Check it out compared to the Steam Deck. Wow, it's not that much smaller. The Gamestation Go has a really nice interface. It has games separated. Atari Recharge games are all together. And speaking of that, there's 5 Recharge games on here. I wish there was more. There's many other Recharge games. I wonder, is there a licensed way of purchasing additional games? Is there going to be a store? I wonder about that. But really nice interface here. And what I love about this handheld is that it has this glow technology, where a smart glow technology where you can, it tells you exactly what you need to play, what controls are with a particular game. Now, I think that's awesome. That's great technology. And so I've done a ranking of recharge games on my channel. I've covered them all. Here's Breakout, and it controls really good. Like, to me, it's really awesome to see, you know, games played with the paddle or with the trackball. And the Recharge series is a good example of using these additional controls that are built into this handheld. Now, the trackball is a little small, but once you get used to it, it works really good. And I like it. I like it. And the Smart Glow technology is really kind of it's a little thing, but I really enjoy it because then it just says, oh, this game is compatible with this controller part. I like that a lot. And you know, the Recharge series took some iconic classic Atari IPs and updated them. Some even got more than one, including Missile Command. But you know what, going back, I really like what they've included here. I do wonder, hey, is there going to be like a store or a way to add additional licensed games Atari has done to this device, or is this it? Like, are there only 5 included Recharge games and that's it? Because there's other Recharge games that aren't included here. Kind of wish some of the other ones were included. Not a big fan of Berserk. Balls of Steel, kind of an interesting Atari compilation of pinball games that are video game themed. And there's several different pins or boards. And I'll check out the Centipede one, why not? And just showing you the load screen. Looks nice, at least on the Gamestation Go. I'm going to show the TV out function in a bit. But here's this game. I don't have a lot of experience with this. I do believe it's on Steam. I just never got around to playing this. And so, yeah, not bad. I am a fan of video game pinball, kind of a sucker for it. And so controls work great with this. So kind of a welcome addition to this handheld. To me, the Gamestation Go has enough additional games on it. It doesn't feel like a cheap emulator device. It just doesn't. It has a bunch of licensed games, including Pac-Man. I wish there was more Pac-Man games on this device. It has Pac-Man, like a sped up Pac-Man, and the janky 2600 version of Pac-Man. Which is like, like back in the day, that's fine. But now, it just, like, I don't care for it. So, I wish there was some other Pac-Man games on here. Pac-Man Championship Edition would have been great. I'm sure this handheld is powerful enough to power it. But let's go into some of the other things. So you just click the home button and you press back and you can go right into the easy to navigate menu. So everything's navigated by either the company or type. So there's Jaleco and tons of Jaleco games, everything from 8-bit, 16-bit to the arcade releases. And there's some decent stuff on here. I was pleasantly surprised. I think there's enough arcade, 8-bit, and 16-bit where there's going to be enough here and something for everybody. And if you don't see something you like, you can add a lot of this stuff right out of the box. And so they make it super easy to add additional games. And I think there's going to be an awesome community support to make some cool custom builds where you can make things look really nice and have a nice presentation of additional games. Here's an arcade game, Saint Dragon. Nice classic shooter here. Plays great, looks great. Now there's some cool Atari stuff included here, and many of the games from previous releases, but having 5200 and 7800 games is awesome. Not seeing Jaguar. I don't know if this is powerful enough to emulate Jaguar games. That's unfortunate. But, you know, playing arcade games such as Tempest here with a spinner control, pretty awesome. I have to say, I don't know how great it looks, you know, but, you know, it's emulating a vector arcade game, but fully playable. That spinner makes it it's a really nice feel to it. I think they really nailed the feel of a spinner, and I really thought that there was a lot of thought and care put into the sensitivity of that. Now, I'm sure you could adjust it, or at least with an update, they're going to have different control settings, but I really like this aspect of it. Yeah, downside is no Jaguar games. I don't know if it can emulate Jaguar, or if they have a license to do so. I don't know, but that's kind of a minor gripe. The big kind of, and this is going to be fixed hopefully with an update. There is an issue I ran into, at least on the device they sent me. Now, I was playing 2600 games fine. One thing I did notice though, I was trying to get into 7800 games, and they're not activating the same. And so I don't know what's up with that. I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to show you some 5200 games, and I'll show you that first. So there isn't a lot of 5200 games on here. And the other issue I saw, so I want to play Missile Command here. Why can't I use the trackball on Missile Command? This is like a trackball game on the 5200. Why can't you play the trackball on it? Hopefully with an update they can fix that. But yeah, that's a bummer. Why is the Smart Glow not saying, hey, use the trackball on this 5200 game? But that's a small thing. That's going to be hopefully a fix in the future. That's a small gripe. It still plays, and there's 5200 games on here, which 5200 is like the redheaded stepchild of Atari games, so it's cool that that's included. It would be nice to have some computer stuff on here as well. I don't know why they didn't include those titles either. So I tried playing 7800 games. I couldn't activate it. I don't know what that's about. That's an issue. And I'm a huge 7800 fan, and so that's a bug. So hopefully they can fix that, or someone in the comments can let me know why can't I, when I'm pressing start, it's not starting Atari 7800 games. And so that is hopefully with an update. The nice thing is you can easily update those and fix that. What's really cool though is Crystal Castles here, the arcade release. You can use the trackball. I love that. You can finally play with the trackball. It's a little sensitive. I'm sure you can adjust the sensitivity there. But I love that. That's a really nice feature and a thumb up and a nice bonus. Now, hooking it up, HDMI out into a TV, no problem. And so I don't have a list of all the compatible controllers that you can use, as I would prefer to just have this with its stand and play that way. But still, hey, it looks pretty good. And you know, from what I played, I would be very satisfied with this. So say like you just don't really want to purchase additional games, and you just want to play something, and it has, you know, all of the classic games you want to play. Maybe you're just a retro gamer and you just want to play 15-20 minutes after a hard day's work. Hey, this is definitely a product to consider. You know, for the price of like a Switch Lite, you can get something with 200 licensed games and with the ability to just add ROMs. Super easy too. They no hassle free. And so, you know, playing some updated versions of your iconic Atari games, as well as the classics as well. I like that. I like that quite a bit, and I think they're successful with including additional play styles just built right in. They're going to have controllers released with the trackball and paddles included. I think that's amazing. And so really looking forward to that, as I think this is going to appeal to a wide audience of people that just want a retro game. And from what I played so far, looks pretty good. Really excited that it included this obscure arcade game, Quantum. And Quantum is just it's a vector game, a color vector game. I played this at California Extreme years ago. I mean, I'm talking like a decade ago, and really cool. So Quantum uses that trackball, and you like circle items together, and that's how you make scores. And the trackball included. It's a little sensitive, but let me tell you, it was fun playing it the way that it was intended with the trackball. And there's so many games emulated that just don't have that built in, or it's harder to have a controller. Now, sometimes this would be a game that probably work well with a mouse, but still, playing with the trackball, I really enjoyed this. And yeah, really thought that My Arcade did a good job of including some great licensed Atari games, and it was well thought out. I like the menu, I like the game selection. Really enjoyed it. Minus the 7800 games I couldn't get to work. Having a games folder and having your games in that, it was easy to add additional games to this. Here's Sega Master System running on this, and Rastan here, which is a great port on the Sega Master System. I was able to play it, no problem. One thing I noticed is the control wasn't set up, so I may have to spend additional time and figure that out. But the layout with control was not ideal. I think it was X and B set up for default Master System buttons, because with the 2-button, it wasn't ideal. I would have rather had pretty much anything other than just those 2 buttons. But it works, and you're able to load ROMs on this, no problem. Super easy to add additional ROMs. You just have to put it in the games folder and have the proper ROM format per console. I wasn't able to get it in television to work. It would have been nice to test that keypad. I think ColecoVision's another one that's still being figured out for this console. But it's just easy to hit home and go back and check out additional games. And so I really enjoy that feature. And so getting back in and turning it on, I'm sure there's an easier way to get back in to a different file folder, but I was playing Game Boy, no problem. Here's kind of a hidden gem, the Batman the Animated Series, just well done, and one of the many Batman games for the Game Boy, and just looks great here. I'm sure this plays Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. This is just kind of an overview. I just want to show it playing additional games, and that's important because there's going to be a lot of people, well, hey, I don't like any of the games that are included. Can I add my additional games? Yes, you can. I don't know the limitations of all the different games consoles that this can emulate, but I'm sure there's a lot. Here's my own game, Tortoises. And this is a recent release. This is going to be offered at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And so this is a fun little take on a classic arcade game, but has like a Nintendo version of it. And this was commissioned for charity a long time ago, and I'm now just offering normal copies for it. Here's Golden Axe. And so it's running Genesis, no problem. To me, Sega Genesis games make great games on the go, and there's a lot of people that are going to want to play these types of games, or if you want to play it on their TV set, no problem. As for sound, it's not going to be one-on-one, it's emulated, and so there's going to be slight differences with the sound of some games, but overall it was playing fine, which matters to me more than anything. Now, for people that like Lynx, I was able to just load a Lynx game straight up and play in Rygar, which is a game that I owned on my Lynx back in the day. I need to do a childhood memories of Lynx. I actually owned a Lynx 1, first release of it, back in the day when it came out. And I'm a huge Atari Lynx fan, and just one of the many different platforms you can add to this. And it was so easy. I liked it. So, that's an overview. What do I think of this? There's some really cool things about this. The trackball and, you know, the spinner. Pretty cool. Doesn't work with everything. No, it doesn't. I have to tweak with some homebrew games. Wasn't able to get in television games to work yet. I knew if I did some research, I could figure that out. There's many other platforms that you can add games, and this can play out of the box. The fact that it has SD card slot, it's so easy to add games in a games folder and just play a majority of games right away. You just have to, you know, have that games folder with a capital G, and you can add games to it, no problem. I like the screen, I like the quality, I like the build, I like the size. This is pretty sweet. It is not pocket size. So anyways, so many good things to say about this. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think there's some minor tweaks. Wasn't able to get the 7800 games to work. I don't know what that was about, if I was doing something wrong, but I wasn't able to play 7800 games on my unit. I don't know if that's settings or something I have to figure out, but it's a slight issue. And anyways, that's it. I really like this. Is a solid product. It gets my thumbs up. I do recommend it. You can order it now, and it'll be released end of October. And so this is a solid product. 180 bucks. It's a little bit on the high side, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a really nice retro product that you can add your own ROMs. And I know there's many other devices on the market, but with that a built-in spinner as well as trackball, that's a nice added feature. With that number pad, there's some nice little features to add. I do want to check out and see what the community does with this and the updates and the customizations that they did with the other Gamestation product. And so I think this is going to be awesome. It's a 9 out of 10 for me, and I think just a couple tweaks. You know what? There's just a lot of things that I like about this. 180 bucks. You can order this on Amazon. The link is below. The affiliate link is below where you can check this out. And you can go to My Arcade and you can find out more information. They have many more products that are going to be coming out. I would like to check out those additional controllers that are coming for this, as they look amazing. And you know what? With that HDMI out, it's more than just a handheld. This is kind of an all-in-one device. The other thing that I want to know about is, are they going to be offering additional games from Atari Recharge series that you could purchase? Or how would it be to add more licensed games to this? Is there going to be a store? Is there going to be something they're going to add down the road where you can purchase additional games? Because it's very capable, and I think there'll be a lot of people that would like to purchase additional games. It'd be nice to have a store connected to it where people could check things out. Anyways, those are my thoughts. It's a great product. I like it. It gets my thumbs up. Thank you so much. And if you like this video and you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.